Hey, welcome back to DIY Willy. Yeah, I really don't have much to do today. You know, it's kind of gray outside, rainy, wet. I got the Samurai running in the background. That car hasn't ran for a while, and I decided to go ahead and start it up and let it just warm up and let the blood circulate, you know, the oil. And like I said, it hasn't been started in a while, so it needed to be started. And keep the battery up, all those kinds of things, you know, let the fluid circulate. It's got some problems. The injector pump again seems to be bad. It's not really holding the pressure to the injectors. The rings are bad in the engine. We've known that since we put the engine back together in one of the videos a couple years ago. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that car yet. I may wind up putting it to you know, just cleaning it up and maybe putting it up for sale. I don't know. I don't have a lot of time to mess with it anymore, even though that's probably one of my favorite vehicles. I just don't have the time for it, and it really needs a lot of work with the engine. That diesel engine's tired. So but that's not what today's video is about. Today, you know, like I said, the weather's not that great, can't get out and do much, but oh, it's hard to see that, huh? It's flashing by so fast.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but
I don't know if you could see that, but the Silverado wants an oil change, you know? So get that key out of there. Well, I guess we're gonna do that today. Not really a how-to video. I just gotta change the oil and I want to bring you guys along. I got a little injury to my hand as well, so I'm going to try to keep it covered up as best I can to keep the oils from getting inside that little burn I have. I got a burn while working on the mini bike, and it's right on the side of the fingers. It was pretty bad. It blistered up, and I took the blister off of it, but now there's an open wound there. I really don't want to get a lot of dirt in it. So I've got a glove on it. There's a band-aid in there just in case. Hopefully the glove holds up. It's a pretty thick glove. Hopefully the glove will hold up and keep the burn clean. So yeah, while the Samurai runs in the background over there, what do you say we change his oil? And then we got to clear the code and take it for a drive, and you know, and yeah, figure out something else we can do today. I am expecting some parts in the mail today. Maybe we'll get a chance to work on the mini bikes too. Who knows what we'll do today. So this engine calls for, I believe, 530 weight, 5W30, and I'm gonna use Mobil 1 high mileage engine, because this engine has about, I think, 92,000 miles on it, and it couldn't hurt to have a little extra zinc in there. I've got my oil filter wrench hanging out already, got the funnel going. We got 6 quarts of the Mobil 1 standing by. We're gonna get underneath there and drain the old oil out. All right, this day just got better. Amazon just dropped off that package I was expecting. Let's check it out. You ever seen Soundman? If you ever watch Soundman, he does a lot of car audio and work on cars too. But he's got this thing where he opens a package up and he fakes like he cuts his finger. You know, he takes a razor blade and he gets his package and he's like, ah! Oh, and he acts like he cuts his finger. I think he's got a little thumb, something goes on his finger that's got the razor blade through it. It's kind of funny, you know, he does it every once in a while. But let's check out what's in here. Like I said, I was waiting for this box. It was actually supposed to get here yesterday, but somehow it got lost or it got misplaced, or you know, I don't know what happened. It fell between the cracks somewhere and it got delayed. But it showed up today, and yeah, what do we got here? I hope it's good stuff. What? Another bag? So we've got some clutch springs. I forget what springs these were. This is for the 30 series clutch. Comment. I forget which ones these are. I was hoping it would say on there. I'll have to look it up. It's either blue or They don't even have any colors on them. That's interesting. Anyway, it's to adjust the RPM engagement on the clutch of the 30 series on Biggs the Briggs. Biggs the Briggs is using the clutch right now, and that's to adjust the engagement. Now the next one, is some belts. Now these aren't Comet belts, but they had good reviews, and let's see, where's the part number on them? There it is, 203589. That's the big number. I think it should have an A on it, /5959. Now the belt I'm using, I think, is too big and has a lot of slop in it, and I think that will affect the engagement of the clutch as well. So I picked up 3 of these, and we may put them on today and give them a try. But I was happy that this box came in today, because I was worried about it, and it gives us something else to do. And we'll check out which springs these are. I'll have to check the part number and see which ones these are. These are either the blue or the orange, but they don't have color on them. That's strange. Anyway, let's get back to work. Let's get back to work on the oil change. I hope it's not too dark. I don't think so. But yeah, here's our drain plug. We've got our oil pan sitting here. The drain plug's a 15 millimeter. We're gonna get it here, loosen it up, drain this oil out. Again, this is not really a how-to. I just need to do this, and I thought I would just share it with you guys. You know, let's see if we can crack this. Yep. Now I just want to say, I've owned this truck for 12 years. And 12 years, yeah, right? Yeah, it's 2011, this is 23. So I've owned this truck for about 12 years, and even though the oil's been changed on it many times in that 12 years, this is the first time that DIY Willy has actually changed the oil in this truck. So this is kind of a cool day, you know? I'm going to start the service process on this truck. I think I'll keep it up from now on. Now the reason I was letting the dealer do it, of course, was for a warranty at first. Just because, let them do it, you know, the warranty. The oil changes were cheap. It was 3 for like 75 bucks or something like that. You can't go wrong, you know. Let the dealer do it. But that dealership has changed ownership in the last few years, and the service department, well, it's just not the same. The service that you get from the rider, you know, the service rider employees and the manager and all that, just is not cutting the bill, and you know, it's not doing it anymore. You know, they don't call you when it's ready. They're just not good. We'll just leave it at that. Now the service I've gotten from the actual work on the truck, I can't complain, but the whole organization of it, the whole anyway, it's not good anymore. And I'm gonna start doing the service on my own vehicle. I do the service on all my other vehicles. I can do it on this one as well. So we've got that loose already. Let's see about getting the oil out of here. Hopefully we don't make a mess, right? I don't want to make a mess. I don't know how far it's going to shoot out. I did take it for a drive, kind of get it warmed up. Here it comes. Oh man, I'm glad I moved that pan. It did go shooting out of there. Now, according to what I read, this truck takes 6 quarts, so I hope my pan can hold 6 quarts. And actually, I'm not sure what oil the dealership used, but I'm going to be putting Mobil 1, as I said. I like it, and I'm going to use it. I hope this pan will hold 6 quarts. We're going to soon find out. That would be bad if it doesn't, right? It'll be like, Willy, you got an oil spill. I only got a couple drops on the driveway. I'll clean it up right now. I'll get some rags. I just want to make sure this thing's going to drain well. It looks like it's going to stop right now. You know? Looks like we'll have enough room. Yeah, I like that. Oil smells ready to be changed. There we go. I'm gonna let that drain out for a little while. Yeah, it's starting to slow down. That's a good sign. Come on, truck. It's been a good truck, man. Been a really good truck. You gotta love it, man. Have American muscle like this. Pulls its weight, does what it's supposed to do, brings you home, takes you places, gets you back again. I had no real issues with this truck. Only a couple minor things. You know, probably the worst thing I've had to deal with on this truck was the injectors, having the injectors swapped out. But I think I had the radio changed when it was new. The upholstery got changed on the passenger seat because it was coming apart. But they fixed that under warranty. They fixed the radio under warranty, and of course the motor mounts. And what else have I done? That's really about it. There hasn't been anything else. I should probably change that differential fluid now that I'm looking at it back there. There's a couple things I could do. Transmission service, differential. Yeah, there's a couple things I could do. You know, it's got I think 91,000 or just almost, yeah, right around 91,000 miles on it for 2011. That's pretty good. And you know, at 100,000 miles, those iridium plugs should be changed out. So maybe that'll be the next thing on the service we do here, is change out those plugs and keep this thing running in tip-top shape. Now I have noticed that it gets that injector tick every once in a while, and you know, this has that engine management where it shuts off 4 cylinders. I think it's 1 4 6 8 or something like, I don't know. It's a weird pattern that it shuts off, keep balance on the engine. And those are like hydraulic lifters, but they got springs in them or something, and when the springs wear out and it doesn't function properly anymore, then you start getting that lifter tick, and it can actually damage the camshaft because it wears off the lobe. So alright, oh, on my hand I touched my face and it feels funny now. So you know, I'm gonna keep an eye on that as well. I'm just gonna let this continue to drip here. We'll try to get every little bit out of it, then we'll clean things up and get the oil filter next. I can't believe I had everything ready except rags. I didn't have any rags ready. Can you believe it? I've been doing oil changes for years, and I thought I had everything ready. Yeah, Samurai's just running away over there. I might try taking it for a drive today. The registrations goes up, expires this month, and you know, I don't drive it anymore. I'm not sure I should pay that registration, but it does sit on the street, and if it's on the street it should have registration on it. Well, I don't know. We might just leave it alone. And the reason I stopped driving it is you know, sometimes it just kind of stalls out, and that's annoying when you're on the freeway or if you're driving around town and it just peters out. And being a diesel, it's hard to get started again once it kind of dies out. And I think what it's doing is just running out of fuel pressure in the injectors or something, you know. I don't know. It's one of my favorite vehicles, but I gotta think about, you know, safety and all this. See if we can put this drain plug in from the top. There we go. We got enough of the oil out. We're going to tighten that back up. That bad boy gets tight. Whoop! Tight. But you don't want to really wrench on it. There we go. There's probably a torque spec that I should use, but I don't have it. And in regular DIY fashion, I don't have a torque spec. Now the oil filter, that bad boy right there. That's what we're going to get to next. I've got my wrench that will fit on that. Let me get that. All right, we're back. We're back for the attack. We've got our ratchet, our extension. Hopefully it's enough. And our filter wrench. This is a 74 millimeter to 76 millimeter filter wrench. Kind of cups on the bottom of the filter. And it doesn't fit. Would you look at that? What'd you do here, Chevy? You used the wrong size filter? Well, it kind of fits. Here I am trying to use all the right tools. Wow. What you got going on here, Chevy? Yep, looks like we're going to have to find something else. That one won't work. Should have worked if it's the new one. What do you think, huh? Let me go get a different one. Alright, here we go. Now, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Just an old saying. I'm not really skinning cats. But I've got a different kind of filter wrench here that works. This one fits, again, multiple sizes. We'll see if it fits up in here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Come on. You light up my life. Really? It's taking off all the little pads. All these little pads come off of it. Wow. That shows you I've never changed the oil on this thing because I don't have the right wrench. This won't work though. There we go. Now let's make sure the pan is underneath there. We don't want to start making a mess. Whew, that oil's warm. I did take it for a little drive. I think I mentioned that before. So the oil we got. Good and watery. You just let that drain for a little bit. Drain, drain, drain. Come on, Willie. Doing a good job, Willie. Did you guys see the video I put out a week or so back about that C8 Corvette? Yeah, I know those have been out for a while. And, you know, there's a lot of videos out there on them. But you know what? That was the first time that I've gotten to drive one or ride in one or be around one, you know, that I got to really spend some time with. Of course, I've seen them around town and those kinds of things, but that was the first time that it was in our possession for the weekend, you know. And it was nice to film it and play around with it a little bit. Now the video's not doing that great on the channel. I can understand why, you know, it's just a C8 Corvette. But, you know, we had a lot of fun with it. And again, I just wanted to share it on the channel. And if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Just give it a thumbs up. You know, subscribe, all this kind of thing, you know. Check out the video. Ask some questions and comments about it. Whatever, you know. It was a fun video to make. There was a lot of footage that didn't make it into the final, but, you know, I didn't want to make it too long. I knew it wouldn't get that much traction on the channel, but it was sure a fun video to make. You know, like this oil change on this thing is not really an instructional video or how to or anything like that, but you know, it's what I got to do. Might as well have a few minutes in the world of DIY Willy. Think that's enough that we can take it off now? Possibly. Let's see. Yeah, Samurai's just making all kinds of noise over there running. It's to be expected. But it's loud. I'll have to use a lot of the special software to take that engine sound out of the video, so that's not all we hear. I'm trying to talk a little louder than normal just so that the voice recognition in the software the video editing software I use, DaVinci Resolve, will take out the Samurai sound, engine sound, and leave my voice in there. Oh, my voice. Whoever thought that changing engine oil could be this much fun, right? Look at that. Like I said, this is the first time I changed it on this truck. Kind of excited to do it. Oh, I got a little bit of a mess here. If you want to contribute, hit that thank you on the bottom of the video down there in the description, and send a little bit my way. If not, it's okay. I don't care. I'm gonna keep making videos regardless. I've got a lot of friends out there, and I enjoy watching their videos, and I'm sure people like watching mine. I get a lot of good comments. I love answering comments from people all over the world, man. People say, hey, thanks for the video. That I was able to do that job in 25 minutes, you know, and that makes me feel good. That was a window regulator, by the way, on the Frontier. The guy was able to change his window regulator in 25 minutes with the help of my video. That makes me feel good, and I'm glad we made those videos for that, you know. How we doing here? Oh, it looks good. I'll get this dirty oil out of the way, and we'll get the clean one ready to go on. Alright, so here we got the oil filter for the Silverado. It's the M1 113A. See that right there? Mobile 1. And we've got our Mobile 1 high mileage 5 weight 30, 5W30 weight. Not sponsored by them, not sponsored by Mobile 1 at all. I bought all these products with all my hard-earned money, you know. But I believe in Mobile 1, full synthetic oil. And according to what I read, the Silverado takes 6 quarts. I bought 6 quarts. I should have probably bought 7. That's enough. It says 6. I'll put 6. We'll check it. If I need to get another one, I'll get another one. But yeah. Now on these oil filters, since the oil filter gets installed in this position, you know, the upward position like this, we can fill the oil filter a little bit of oil to help minimize the dry start. Now obviously I've had the engine running, so there's oil up in the engine, so that will eliminate all of the dry start really. But if you were to do this on a cold engine, or you know, you wind up with low oil pressures. What I'm guessing, what I'm trying to say, for just a moment while the pump pumps the oil, the new oil back through the system, while having a little bit of oil in here already kind of keeps it from having to fill the filter and then pump the oil through. Instead, it goes here and goes right back out again. The filter media in here will absorb a little bit of the oil, also helping it to speed up the process. At least that's always what I've been told. So we'll get this open. It's going to be kind of tricky. Come on now, oil. There we go. We'll go ahead and pour some in. Now it'll fill all the way to the top. It'll fill all the way to the top. I don't know if you can see that. And then it'll go down. And that, when it goes down, that's the oil, the filter media absorbing the oil. Once it does that, you know, settles all the way down, you can fill it up again. And it'll go down, and you get it to where it was starting to get heavy. You can get it down to where it won't go down anymore. You can fill it to where it won't go down anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. And it'll have that much more oil in the system ready to go. Just a best practice. I mean, you don't have to do that. It just helps to do it. I wish you could see the air bubbles in there. I don't want to turn it to spill it, but the air bubbles are just the oil getting to all sides of the oil filter through the filter media. Now, if your oil filter is mounted sideways or upside down, or there's type of, I think, canisters, those types of oil filters you couldn't do this with, obviously. But this kind, like this, where you mount it up, like in an up position, you can do this. Now we've got enough in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's enough in there. I'm gonna take and put a little bit of clean oil on the gasket. This is just to help it seal. Right? Now I've seen people that take the old oil and put it on the gasket like that. Why? You've got the clean oil right here. Use the clean oil, for God's sake. Why put dirt on dirt? Put dirt on a brand new... Nah, don't do it. Go ahead and use the clean oil. Alright, so let's go down there. We'll wipe up the area where the filter is going to go, and we'll install the filter. Got that David Bowie song stuck in my head. Okay, is this thing done dripping yet? Dripping? No, but we're gonna wipe it up right now. Clean the inside here. I like to clean it as best I can. There's no sense having this oil dripping all over everywhere. We've got the new filter filled. We'll just go ahead and stick it on up here and spin it ever so gently where it goes onto the threads. There we go. Ever so gently, and give it some tightness. Doesn't have to be crazy tight, but it's got to be tight enough. It's hard to do when you got a slippery glove on there. I'll get some more torque on it here. Let me move this oil out of the way. I'm afraid I might dump it and put an elbow in it or something. We just kind of push it out of the way. Let me get up here, get some turns on this. They really don't give you much help there to get in there. You know what? I'll use the wrench. Just gently give it a turn. You don't want to put too much. You don't want to pinch that gasket. But I can't get in there to turn it. So this will fit. We'll just do this. We'll just get it nice and tight. There we go. That's enough. There we go. I would like to see the mobile one on one side though. Well, pinch that gasket, Willie. Ah, that's good enough. That's good enough. You don't want to pinch that gasket too much and cause a leak. Well, I guess we're done down here. We gotta go up top and put the new oil in, huh? Alright, see you at the top. Alright, so here we go. Up with the top. We'll loosen this up right here. Take it off. You just kind of twist it and pull up. I think this is the first time I've actually had it off. I don't know. But with this plastic oil filler right here, where it meets the valve cover on the bottom is where you can start to get an oil leak. I guess maybe it's an O-ring or some type of gasket down there. And you can see I have a little bit of moisture forming on the back side of it right here. But this is one of the areas of an oil leak. And yeah, keep an eye on that. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this with the 6 quarts. I like to use a funnel. I'm not that good of an aim. My wife can tell you that around the toilet seat. But yeah, let's get that in there. Just like that. Now, see that little dip in the funnel? That funnel, that's supposed to be for the oil itself, the container, but hopefully it doesn't fall out before I get it all poured in. There's some that like thread in here, like thread into place, so lock in. I should find me one of those. There we go. Number 1. 1 quart down. Go, 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 go. Come on, drink it up, LS. I don't have a name for the truck. Pretty much name all my other vehicles, including the mini bikes. I don't have a name for the truck. I just call it truck. Let's take the truck. Let's go with the truck. Oh, the truck needs an oil change. Listen to the birds. Sound nice. I wish I could use a little bit. Maybe I could go like a 540. I don't know, or 1040 or something. A little thicker oil. I know some of these engines depend on that viscosity for their sensors. If they don't have the right viscosity, then it throws the sensor and it winds up going into what they call like limp mode or something, because it has low oil pressure. The oil pressure doesn't match what the computer thinks it should be. But I wish I could use a little higher oil in here. Back in the day when things weren't quite so sophisticated, you could, man. You could run like 2050 in these engines, you know? That would keep things quiet. Number 2. See if I can do this. I don't really have a good hold on it. There we go. Number 2. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Drink it all up. It's gonna make you feel good. Get every last drop. I want it all. Take it, take it. Take all the oil. Slurp it up. Come on. Number 2. Look how it just kind of runs out. How long can you watch it drip? That's quite a while. Move it around a little bit. You can get the different oils. You know, sometimes oil gets stuck over here or back here. Kind of move it around. You get all that oil, all that precious oil. Costs so much nowadays. Number 3. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Go, go. Yeehaw. I love to whistle. How many other people out there like to whistle? Leave it in the comments. If you think you're good at it, or if you think you just like to whistle. I hear some people whistle and they can't carry a tune, man, but they're still whistling. I like to think I can carry a tune. Spike, you can hear Spike in there whistling right now. He can carry a tune. He whistles. See that? He'll have competitions with me sometimes. If I don't mimic exactly what he whistles, he laughs at me. I've still got that David Bowie song stuck in my head. There we go. Ooh, that was a good pour. Number 5. Oh no, I'm sorry. Number 4. Thought I was on number 5 already. It is easier to pour it out of these single quarts than buying the big 5, or you know, the big 5-gallon container. Pouring it out of that becomes a little hassle sometimes, especially when the vehicle is as high as this one is, where you can't really get a good angle. You know, these little quart bottles make it a lot easier to do. Get out of there. You want to go in the engine? Go. It's your new home. Go to your new home. Yeah. Get all that oil in there. I just grab my finger and go in there. Should try to figure out how much oil stays in these 1-quart containers. How much of the new oil you actually throw away, right? I wonder. Because not all the oil comes out. There's always a little bit left. Number 5. Whoa, good job, Willie. Anybody remember the paper cartons they used to have with the metal ends, and you had to push that funnel into them like a can opener type, and you poured them? They were like cardboard paper oil containers. Now people collect them. They're really collectible. I remember buying those and doing those. Sometimes you lose a little filler, you know. You just have to cut a hole in it or use your knife to punch a hole in it and dump the oil in. It would make a mess too. I wonder if those containers are actually better for the environment or these plastic ones. You know, those older containers are kind of cool. I could see where people want to collect them. I don't think you'd want to collect these. There's enough of these going around. And nobody would be interested in having a plastic bottle on their shelf. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe 20 years from now, it'll be a collector's item when they have something other than oil going in engines. I don't know how. I don't own an electric vehicle. I don't know if you have to change any of the fluids in an electric vehicle. That'd be kind of interesting to know. Maybe there's something that gets changed in the drive system, you know, like oil or transmission fluid, or something gets changed in the drive. There are still gears in there, so I'm sure there would be some type of fluid that needs to be changed. Never owned an electric vehicle to find out. So anybody knows that that's watching, you know, leave it in the comments. Is there something we gotta change on an electric vehicle? Some kind of fluid? You know? I think their heaters are done by water still. I don't think they're electric. I think they're still cooled by water. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to buy me a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y and find out. Here we go. Number 6. Last bottle. Here we go, guys. Woo, I can see the smile on the LS now. It's happy. Fresh oil. It's gonna feel good. Gonna feel good. Do 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 do. What? Little China girl. That's all I remember of the song, by the way. Probably you're getting annoyed by it. I wish I knew the rest of the song. I heard it just before I started working on this. That's why it's stuck in my head. Did you notice I turned the Samurai off? I'll go out there and start it up in a minute and see if it gets any better. See if it'll start up now that it's warm. Might take it for a drive today. That'd be kind of good. The last quart, come on. Here we go. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Get every last drop. It's the honey. Gotta put the honey in. The engine likes it. Woo-wee. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. 6 quarts of the Lifeblood. Mobile 1. High mileage. For engines 75,000 mile plus. Protects for 10,000 miles. Guaranteed. Advanced full synthetic motor oil. Bum, bum, bum. Triple action formula. Bum, bum, bum. SE5W30. Bum, bum, bum. For all gasoline engines. I don't know. What does this say on the back? Performance. Helps extend engine life. Protection 10 times better. Sure, everybody says those kinds of things. Cleanliness. Extra additives to help fight sludge. Yeah, you need that. There's a lot of sludge and things nowadays. My Titan, I don't know why, but I used to have a 2006 Nissan Titan, and it always had sludge. I don't know, and I always change the oil on time. I'm DIY Willy, come on. But it always had sludge in it. Every time we took off the oil filler cap, there was sludge there. Okay, well, that's number 6. Let's go ahead and clean this stuff up. Get the funnel out, put the cap back on. Check the oil from the dipstick and make sure we got enough. I hope we got enough because I don't have another one. And then we'll start it up. And then we got to clear the maintenance light, the check engine oil or change engine oil soon light. We got to clear that. That was a lot of hard work. Well, not really, but it's time for a drink of water. At least it stopped raining for the most of that. It only rained for a little bit at the beginning. I say we go out and start the Samurai up. I took the key out, so I keep it separate from the rest. Start it up, see if it'll do it. See if it'll crank up without having to use a little bit of starter fluid. All right, here's my Samurai. It's been off for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And it ran for a good half an hour probably. I still think it's warm enough to, it should start. I'll put the key in the ignition down there. Where is it? There we go. In the ignition. I don't think I'm going to use the glow plugs right now because it should be warm enough. It's not in gear. Let's give it a whirl. Hey, there we go. That's the Sammy. I sure love this car, man. I really love this car. I don't want to get rid of it. But hey, if I'm not driving it, might as well let somebody else drive it, you know? Needs a little bit of work. But, still has good oil pressure. Charges. The bolts work good. There's the tachometer. Tachometer runs from the alternator. You know, everything's working pretty good. It just doesn't always start. Very nice. Back to the truck. Okay, so now that we've got the oil changed, I've started it up. I've checked for leaks. There was no leaks. That's a good thing. I had to look it up on how to clear the change oil soon light display. I didn't know how to do that on Silverado. I've never done the oil change on here before, as I've said a couple times already. So what they say is you put the key in, turn a couple clicks to the on position, hit the gas pedal to the floor 3 times, and then turn it off, I guess, and then turn it back on, and it should be clear. What do you say we give it a shot? All right. So we're gonna put it in. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna give it a couple clicks and off. Now the hood's up still, so let's see if it did anything. We may have to put the hood down. I don't know. Hey, it's gone. It doesn't say that anymore. It no longer says. I know this is probably scrolling with you guys on here, but right there, it looks like it's good. Anyway, don't need to hear Michael Jackson. All right, that was a success. go ahead and put the hood down and we'll take it for a ride. Now for the worst part of doing an oil change yourself is the cleanup. Now I've got to put all that old oil into a container so that I can take it to a recycler. That's probably the scariest part. I've spilled the oil many times down the driveway. One time I actually put my foot in it when I wasn't being careful and changed oil in the Samurai. Put my foot in it and spilled the oil and the whole 5 quarts ran down the driveway. That was a disaster to clean up. But I got it cleaned up. Took me probably 3 hours to clean it up. Well, that's kitty litter and scrubbing. But we got it. So now we got to do it again. And I got to take the extra precautions. Now I use a funnel again, but I use a different funnel. A different funnel for the dirty oil. I don't use the same clean funnel. All right, here we go. Let's give it a shot. It's a good thing those GoPros are action cameras. It's starting to rain again. Get rid of the... We got this. Oh, where's my rags? Shoot. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my oil filter. It's been draining here for a while now. And we're just going to clean it up. And for disposal, I like to stick one of the tissues inside. I know it can still leak around the outside, but I like to do that. Just make sure it's cleaned up. And I'll stick it back in this container and fold it down. And I'll throw this away responsibly at the recycle center. So the scary part, we've got to get rid of this oil. Like I said, we use a new funnel. That's a different funnel, not a new funnel. I'm gonna go ahead and take this part off. I'll stick it in there like that. We're gonna very slowly pour the oil in. Hopefully without making a mess. 6 quarts. I don't know how, if it is true 6 quarts once it comes out. But these are 5-quart containers, so wish me luck. Now I placed a piece of cardboard under there to help catch it, absorb it if it spills out. We don't make too big a mess. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, we're doing good. It smells like Chevy oil. Definitely smells different than when I change the oil on the diesel. That diesel's dirty. Maybe get close. Being full. Oh, we got plenty of room. Okay. There we go. Now it's gonna be a minute to clean all this up. Oh, it is right at the top of that 5 quarts. Holy cow. Has made a mess. It's right at the top. Wow. We'll just let that drain. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get as much out of this pan as we can. It's raining. It's pouring. The old man, he's snoring. There we go. That little last bit there. All right. So I got a lot of cleanup to do. I'm gonna save you the pain of watching that. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I got it all cleaned up. All the used oils put away properly. I'll take it somewhere and dispose of it to a proper recycling center. The change is done. We cleared the light or the display. Got rid of that ugly message on there. And well, we had a successful project. There's a bug about to walk on the screen. Let's see if he walks it all the way up. Get off there, bug. You don't want to be in this shot. Anyway. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for stopping by and checking out what's Willie doing today. You know, I needed to change the oil. I wanted to share it with everybody. Not really a how-to, but there's some you know, some suggestions in there and maybe some ways to do things. Who knows, somebody might find it useful. If you have something to suggest, please leave it in the comments below. I do my best to answer all the comments, and leave good positive replies. And I appreciate you all. Thank you for stopping by, and subscribe if you haven't. Remember that thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.